Welcome to Rebel Chaser. My name is Gail, and I have two videos for you today. The first one is with Judge Rossi, and both of these are older videos that I had in my computer, so I thought I'd show them. But the first one is Judge Rossi, and this woman is either nuts or very vindictive, or both. I'll let you decide. And then the second video is with Judge Braun, and this woman is very, very vindictive and controlling. That's my opinion. So I'll let you guys watch.
We are here in the case of Angela Taylor versus Paul Colby, case number 23-10503 PP. This hearing is being recorded on Zoom and live streamed on YouTube.
And this matter comes before the court this afternoon on Ms. Taylor's request for order to show cause on alleged violations of the court's order occurring on May 17th of this year, and also in June 28th. No, that couldn't be right. These are set for hearings. The 517 violations are set for violations. Oh gosh, we're got a whole bunch of violations going backwards here. Well, in any case, these are alleged new violations of the PPO in addition to previous violations that the court has taken under advisement. So as an initial matter, I'd invite the parties to state and spell their names for the record. Ms. Taylor, you may lead off.
Judge, it appears she didn't connect to audio.
Okay, let's see, Ms. Taylor, you can see if you can get an audio connection on the device you're using, or we can switch you to telephone if that works.
Okay.
Could you state and spell your full name for the record, please, Ms. Taylor?
Angela Marie Taylor.
Could you spell that, please?
ANGELA MARIE TAYLOR.
Thank you. And Mr. Colby, would you please state and spell your full name for the record?
Paul Stanley Colby II, PAULSTANLEY Roman numeral number 2.
Thank you, sir. And since this is in order to show cause on a violation, I need to swear you in and advise you of your rights at this time. Mr. Colby, if you please raise your right hand.
Okay.
You swear and affirm that your testimony today will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Mr. Colby, you understand that if I were to find you violated my personal protective order, that I could find you in contempt of court, and if I did so, I could sentence you up to 93 days in the county jail and or a $500 fine?
Yes, sir. All
right. And have you received the notice signed by Ms. Taylor alleging that you violated this protective order? It appears the most recent violation that we would have had a hearing for, or that would be up today, would be on or about April 13th of 2024. Did you get a copy of that?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay. And I notice here there's also another notice of another alleged violation. I've scheduled that one for a hearing on June 28th. That alleged violation would have occurred on or about looks like 4/26 of 24. Did you receive that one as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you understand, because I think we've been here before on these issues, that if you disagree that you violated the court's protective order, you're entitled to enter a not guilty plea, and I will conduct an evidentiary hearing either on Zoom or in the courtroom on these matters. And during that evidentiary hearing, I would appoint a lawyer to represent you. If you'd like to be represented by a lawyer, because it's your right, because you have the risk of going to jail, to have a lawyer represent you, I'll appoint one if you can't afford one, and that lawyer can cross-examine Ms. Taylor and any other witnesses she might put up to prove her case. She would be represented by the county prosecutor typically at such a violation hearing. And your lawyer could cross-examine her witnesses, and your lawyer could also subpoena any witnesses that you needed brought into court to tell your side of the story. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And understanding all of that, do you wish to enter a guilty or not guilty plea at this time?
Not guilty.
Very well. I will enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. I will mail you the form for a court-appointed attorney if you wish to utilize that. I have an address for you, Mr. Colby, of 5 Egner Southeast in Cedar Springs. Is that correct?
Yes, that is my mailing address, sir. Yep.
Very good. That's where I'll mail the address to with regard to the upcoming hearing, and I will conduct the upcoming hearing on both violations. My note right now, it's scheduled via Zoom on June 28th. So, and if possible, are you able to arrange for appearance on Zoom video, Mr. Colby?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, let's do that
Right.
so I can see everyone and as you're testifying during that hearing, and we'll keep it scheduled then for June 28th on all violations at this time. I do note that I extended the PPO in this case, so it does remain in effect at this time and going forward, and would caution you, Mr. Colby, to respect the order, of course, going forward from this date. So anything else we need to make a record of at this point, Ms. Taylor?
He just keeps having people stalk me and watch me. And last night he had somebody come to my house.
Okay,
He
well,
just
you
won't
know, the
stop. I am
important part
scared to death of him.
is to keep documenting the instances in the best way you can, be it video or notes. Of course, law enforcement reports are also a way to document.
Well, Montcalm County doesn't do anything. They're constantly on his side. He needs to be violated or he's going to kill me or my roommate. He just won't stop.
Okay, well, that's what I'll decide at the hearing, of course, is whether or not he violated the order. And I also have some documents. I do recall there was an issue as to another kind of a parallel case that's been going on in Montcalm County. I did receive some documents, I think from Attorney Coletti on behalf of Mr. Colby. I haven't had the opportunity to thoroughly review those documents yet. I'll intend to do that before the June 26th hearing.
May I say something, Your Honor?
Go ahead, Mr. Colby.
I have no idea what she's talking about last night. I am with my brother who just had major surgery. I am thousands of miles away. I have not messed with Angela or talked to her or done anything by any means. That is also my house that I am taking her to court over. And I am suing her right now.
Okay, well, hang on. I don't want to get into that. That's the key part is I don't want to litigate
Your Honors?
Yeah.
She's coming up with stories to try to make me get violated.
Okay. Well, and I will say, Mr. Colby, that of course the order, you know, she's not saying she saw you at the property last night, and so thus you are thousands of miles away. However, you know, if your brother was hauled in here and under oath, he said he was acting at your behest in going and filming her, or you know, in some other way that you couldn't do when he
my brother lives thousands of miles away, sir.
You can't do that either. So you know, just
I understand.
Continue to observe the order, and I'll evaluate all of the claims when I hear the hearing, and I'll also review as best I can what's going up in Mecosta so that I can have somewhat of a handle on that case.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I'm not violating this order. I do know that. She is completely out of control and needs mental help.
No, you are.
All right. Well, continue to observe it, Mr. Colby, and obviously with you thousands of miles away, that probably, at least in terms of an in-person violation, although I've had many cases, unfortunately, where people, you know, email, send packages, things like that, just avoid all communication. That's
absolutely, sir.
Safest course of action.
Guaranteed, I promise.
Thank you very much. With that, we're concluded.
Thank you.
Announce appearances.
May it please the court, the state appears by Aaron J. Cunningham, Assistant Ellis County Attorney via Zoom. May it please the court, the defendant, Nathan Baker, appears by and through counsel Heidi Farnsworth.
All right, Samantha Baker also appears. I'll start with you, Ms. Baker, if you'd take it off mute, please. Would you, well, if you can't take it off mute, maybe we can do it this way. Do you have any objection to lifting the no contact order?
Okay, I'm unmuted.
There you go.
Hear me?
Do you have any objection to lifting the no contact order?
I don't want all or nothing. I would like some restriction.
Well, I guess that we better explore that then. What restrictions would you like?
I would like to be able to communicate with him through the phone, whether that's FaceTime, text, or calling. I'd like him to be able to communicate with me. And then I would also like him to have visitation with the kids. I think that would be in their best interest for sure. And then at this time, I don't want any in-person contact and still not on the premises without a police officer. And I would also like a heads up if that is going to happen.
Okay. That's a little different, Ms. Farnsworth, than the motion indicated. It indicated Ms. Baker wanted the order lifted. I did read the 48-hour affidavit. So I am familiar with the alleged facts. So
Your Honor, I feel that this is a domestic matter. If an unnamed witness who is saying any remote battery occurred, the alleged victim didn't say that, the defendant didn't say that.
Well, I don't know about that. I just know that you're right. The witness that called it in is not named in the 48-hour affidavit. And let's see.
Your Honor, I did not allege that I hadn't spoken to Miss Baker, so I did not allege that she wanted it removed.
All right, I read the motion. It does say Ms. Baker wasn't willing to discuss what happened other than it was a marital disagreement. And the alleged defendant stated that, we won't go into those details, and he denied that he forced her out of the house. All right, so Mr. Cunningham, position of the county attorney's office.
Your Honor, we certainly would respect the wishes of Miss Baker in this matter. We wouldn't have any issue if the court wanted to lift it to some extent so there could be phone contact. But if the court was inclined to restrict the person to person, the state would support that.
Is the state going to file charges on this?
Your Honor, I don't know. This case is assigned to Mr. Anderson, not to me.
All right.
I have been told no. So our biggest concern is that Mr. Baker has a business that he runs out of a shed on that property, and he has been unable to continue to work. It's made it very difficult to
better choices
to his tool
I'm sorry,
shed.
Ms. Baker, don't interrupt, please. I'll ask you. You're not. Thank you. Don't interrupt the lawyer because now I have to have her repeat what she was saying. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ms. Farnsworth.
Your Honor, he has a tool shed on their property that he operates his plumbing and air conditioning business from, and this has made it incredibly difficult. He's the sole provider for their family, and so it's a big concern that if he's not able on the premises, he also can't get to his tools, can't work, can't do the things that he needs to do.
Ms. Baker, what was your response?
He could have made better choices. He also co-owns this business with his father. He has options to get the tools that he needs without entering the premises.
Well, Ms. Baker, are you going to, you can get a restraining order if you file for a divorce or you file a domestic action. This is a criminal case. And so the only reason a no contact order is in place is because there was an allegation of, which you didn't, according to the 48, you didn't give a statement to the police. So we don't have any statement from you. We've got a witness from across the street that alleges that he saw the defendant push you out the front door. That is the domestic battery. Now, if it was done in anger and it was a touching, that is a domestic battery by definition. But it's not there's no aggravating circumstances here. All right. So you have other options, but I've got to determine whether, as part of a criminal case, a no contact order is going in effect. Now, my other problem is the prosecutor assigned to the case isn't with us this morning. Apparently, Ms. Farnsworth, who is an officer of the court, indicated that she has spoken to Mr. Anderson and he does not intend to file charges. Correct, Ms. Farnsworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Cunningham, who is an employee of that individual, doesn't know. All right.
Correct, Your Honor.
What's that?
I said that's correct.
So I've got all kinds of unknowns here. Ms. Farnsworth would not misrepresent a conversation she had with Mr. Anderson to the court. That would be an ethical violation, and Ms. Farnsworth is a very ethical lawyer. So I know that is not, that what she represented is accurate. You have other options. You can go get a PFA. You can go online and do it. You can get one done in moments. All right. This is a criminal case, and I've been told by the attorney that the prosecutor doesn't intend to file charges. So the condition of bond of no contact is going to be lifted. But Ms. Baker, you do have options. There is a organization in Hayes called Options. If you have any questions, you can contact them. They would be happy to assist you. There's also a portal that you can get on the internet, which is what's called to get a PFA or PFS, protection from abuse. That's a civil domestic matter, not a criminal matter, and that is available to you as well. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. I also have to take into account you didn't give a statement to the police according to the 48-hour affidavit. That is a sworn statement by the law enforcement officer, and I'm also factoring that into my decision. So as a result of that, the court will lift the no contact order. Mr. Baker, I would highly encourage you to visit with Ms. Farnsworth about what you should do from this point forward. You can exacerbate this problem or you can handle it in a mature manner, but your attorney can give you some guidance on that. Understood?
Your Honor.
Anything else then for today?
No, Your Honor.
Not on this matter, no.
All right, very good. For Nathan and Samantha Banker, you're welcome to stay. These are public hearings, or you are free to go at your choice. But whatever you do, please put yourself on mute because we're going to now call the next cases.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
And you may.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So in the first video, I just get the impression that this woman is kind of crazy. Like, she believes everybody that drives past her house is there to stalk her on behalf of her ex. I think that's a little nuts. That's just my opinion, but, you know, I think that's a little crazy. Or she's being vindictive and using this PPO to keep him from kicking her out of the home she's living in. She could be doing that also. Because she said he was only on the deed. Well, I think that means he owns it. But anyway, the second video, when she made that comment, well, if he made better choices, you can just tell she's being petty and vindictive. She's going to be vindictive. That's like the worst woman to get separated from. You need to know that before you get married. That's just my word of advice to people out there. Make sure you know the kind of person you're hooking up with there. And I think she's being petty. I think that she should allow him to be able to go on the premises to get his tools to do his job. Because if he works anything in the trades, you know, oh shoot, I forgot such and such, I got to run back to the shop. That happens all the time and all day long. So for her to not allow him on his own property to get equipment and tools that he needs to do his job is very petty. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.